Okay, I'm live. Second time today. I am ready to go live. So, as you all are getting your notifications, I see you all are hopping in the room or coming in the room. So, drop your city and state, say hello. We're going to take the first 5 minutes of this live stream for me to see everyone that's coming in and acknowledge them for the first, maybe not 5 minutes. I'll give you 3 minutes, right? First 3 minutes of this live stream. Just say hello. Brandon is always the first in. Brandon, I think you have that. You're subscribed to the channel, and you also have that bell notification. All right, bell notification. So Brandon's always coming in from Raleigh, North Carolina. So let me do my affirmations as everyone else comes in and say hello. The first 3 minutes of this live stream will be dedicated to just saying hello, see where you are, what parts of the world that you're coming in from. And this live stream will attract people who are creative versus complainers, who hustle and not hate, and those who focus on prosperity. And even in this economy, right, and not poverty, you're still going to focus on prosperity. Let me put this on here. Still going to be prosperity focused and not poverty focused, right? And also people who focus on credit and cash flow. Let me add that in. I always say that at the end. So if you're coming in, say hello. We'll give you the first 3 minutes to do that of this video so I can know. Donald, I am so glad that you are on. Donald, I need you to do this for me. Send me a friend request on Facebook. I don't think we are friends, but I just received the notification from Durham, North Carolina, that Donald, Mr. Harris, has just received a promotion in the home-based business, right? Let me see. You and I don't know if Regina will come in. Sometimes she do. You and Regina, congratulations, Donald, Executive Director for the home-based business, right? You need cash flow. Exactly. So if you all are watching now live or on the replay, I just want you all to show Donald, it's my business partner, adding some cash flow to his bank account or his wallet, wherever he keeps his in this recession, wherever he keeps his cash stack or digital stack, right? So congratulations, Donald. And Donald, text my phone also. Text me your a screenshot if you're on Facebook of your Facebook profile, so I can add you as a friend on Facebook. I need to give you some shout outs and congratulations in our private Facebook group as well, right? So Donald, text my phone. You should have my number. Send me a screenshot of your Facebook profile. Let me make sure that we are friends on Facebook, right? Now, we're at the 3 minute mark, so it might be 5 minutes. Phillips, this is my shout out time. So I'll extend it for 5 minutes. We have 60 seconds for you all to drop in your city, name, and state. We have Philip from Michigan. R. Brown, hello, from South Carolina. Inez, I think that's right, from West Hartford, Connecticut. Hello, 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 coming in. Nashville, Tennessee is here. NVP Films from Nashville, Tennessee. Hello. Frisco, Texas is in the house. Frisco, Texas. I love that profile picture on YouTube. Swanee, Georgia, right? Hello, Easy. How are you? Easy. I hope everything is going well in Georgia. Martin from the 313, Detroit, aka Detroit, Michigan. Yes, Donald, Brandon is showing you some digital love. North Carolina and here strong. Yeah, you all congratulate Donald again on his promotion. Executive Director, in the home-based business. My business partner, Mr. Donald Harris, is live, so you all congratulate him. Also, hit the thumbs up. Also, hit the thumbs up as well. Hello, Boss Faye from Atlanta, Georgia. And another Detroit. All right, Don, I got your text and I'll get with you. Another Detroit is in the house. We got two Detroits in the house. We got the NOLA, New Orleans, right? New Orleans, Louisiana. Flo is in the house from New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm looking forward to watching that Master P documentary, I think, on Master P. Wednesday, I think, will be on BET. So we got New Orleans in the house as well. All right, so that's the 5 minutes of fame. That's what I'm gonna start calling this. 5 minutes of fame. So you all make sure you hit the thumbs up to notify other people that I'm live, and you hit that bell notification as well. Hit that bell notification, because if you are you have the bell alert, you will get a notification when I'm live, and you can hop in and drop your city and state and be a part of the 5 minutes of fame. So let's get into the topic. 600 stimulus in this weekend, right? And Senate takes 2 weeks off, right? 2 weeks off, which will definitely delay the stimulus package as well as the stimulus payout, because of their indecisiveness of agreeing upon unemployment, right? So the Senate is taking a delay. Let's look at Nancy, a video on Nancy Pelosi and what she's saying about this situation. So let me share my screen.
Time. Everything is about time. The time that it's taken for the administration to recognize that you should wear a mask, the time it took, 98 days, just under about 100 days to reach 1 million people infected in the United States. Half that time to reach 2 million, 43 days, 27 days to reach 3 million people, 16 days to reach 4 million. Terrible. I know we keep saying you want to open the schools, you want to open the economy, defeat this virus, and yet, delay, distortion, denial has taken us to a place where we have 4 million people. But right now, we are focusing on this one subject, the extension of the unemployment insurance benefit. This is central to the well-being of America's families. What do the Republicans and the White House have against working families in our country that they would begrudge them $600 of, absolutely necessary sustenance? As Mr. Kildee said, we hear calls all the time, people crying on the phone, crying on TV, crying, they're in pain. It's about their dignity and how they meet the needs of their children. And why? Because the Republicans are derelict in their duty, taking off for the weekend instead of being ready all these months without preparing something to begin with. When we had our offer, they make their offer. Now 2 months and 10 days have gone by, and where are they? And where is their offer, which earlier this week they said we would see in 24, 48 hours? They're in disarray, and their disarray is causing great, great damage to America's working families. This is an alarm that needs to be sounded as loudly as possible about what are we doing here if we're not addressing the needs of people who have lost their jobs through no fault of their own. And as Mr. Davis said, they tell them to go to work, you're an essential worker, you must go to work. And when you go to work and there are no protections, you have no recourse. And if you don't go to work because you're afraid that you're going to bring the infection home to your children, you don't get unemployment insurance. But Mr. Neal, the distinguished chairman, he has always been there for the people who need it the most. As countered by the Republicans, who are there for people who have the most. So when they talk about $600, I want to review the fact that they put $2 trillion onto the national debt to give a tax break to the wealthy, 83% of the benefits to the top 1%.
Wow. So she says 83% of the benefits to the top 1%, right? To the top 1%. So I'm also going to share this article with you, what she's referring to. Mitch McConnell of the Senate says that the temporary 600 weekly benefits is saying expires next week, but the actual payments, right? The actual payments from that are expiring this weekend, right? So this weekend, actually tomorrow, will end the payment. People can still, I guess, apply if it applies to them, but the payments of the $600 will end this weekend, but the application process will remain until next week, until the 31st. But the payments themselves are cut off tomorrow, right? Tomorrow. So the article reads, with days to go just before enhanced jobless benefits expire, the White House and Senate Republicans, right, are struggling to design a way to scale back the program without overwhelming state unemployment agencies and aid to more than 20 million, imperiling aid to more than 20 million Americans. The hangup have led to an abrupt delay into the introduction of the GOP's $1 trillion stimulus package, right? The White House and Democrats have said they want a deal by the end of the month, but Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell suggested Friday that reaching an agreement could take several weeks, right? A timeline that could leave many unemployed Americans severely exposed. Hopefully, we can come together behind some package we can agree on in the next few weeks, McConnell said. Part of the problem stems from a push by administrations, officials, and GOP lawmakers to reduce the $600 weekly payment of enhanced federal unemployment benefits. The White House and GOP disagree about how to do this. The talks remain continuous. They hope to release a proposal early next week. Republicans, to my understanding, they want it to be a flat rate, right? And so this is where the discrepancies are with that situation. They want it to be a flat rate on maybe 200 to 300. Others are looking at that they want it to be 70% of the wage income, right? 70% of the wage income. Wasn't Nancy Pelosi sharp on that video, Mark? Oh man, Nancy was clean, right? Nancy was clean. So Easy says, breaking news. Yeah, thank you, Easy. Rental and mortgage protection ended yesterday. I just got an email from the rental office that rent is due on the 1st. So Easy, are you saying that rent is due on the 1st in addition to, is it prorated late fees? Meaning that are they applying late fees from the time that the payments were in deferment? So will it be backdated late fees as well? And people are getting eviction. The eviction process began. Let me Google that while I'm waiting on Easy to respond. The evictions process began. A lot of people were thinking that it would have to take some court orders, right? And it thought that they would have some time to buy some time, but that's not true. That is not true. landlords are jumping the guns, right? Of evictions. So let me try to find an up to date. North Texas could see a tidal wave. This is just as it relates to Texas. So this is the first article that I found. Easy is saying Republican voters elected Trump and Mitch McConnell in the Kentucky state. So why complain? For the last 3 years, folks bragged about Trump. Easy, we have this discussion. We have this conversation every time you're able to get on this live stream. I have been telling you all myself since January that this is where we was headed. And let's be honest, where is the $600 that people have been getting every week from the federal? What did they do with the money? If they were not paying rent, this is just applies to the people that were not paying rent, that were receiving this 600 and not paying rent. Why were they not paying? Where was the money going? Right? What was the C virus cash going? If people were receiving 600 from the federal government, federal aid, unemployment, these are for the people that were receiving it, and they were not paying rent, where was the money going? That's the real question. So now we're going to blame Trump. See, I know based on that video, it appears that one party is for the people and the other party is against the people. Let me tell you, every time they have these breaks, special sessions, both Democrats and Republicans get paid handsomely. They get paid very well. So don't think either party have your best interest in heart. I just congratulated Donald, who was on the live stream, who took action, joined a home-based business, and created his own stimulus. That's the part, that's the part I don't understand. Where did the cash go? Where did the money go? Where did the money go? If people were receiving more money unemployed than working, what did they do with the money if they were not paying their rent when they had the money to pay it? So now, some people are crying wolf. I don't get it. But let's share this. North Texas could see a tidal wave. I think I have a net. A tidal wave of evictions as, I'm sorry, I have a net or something. Well, ratios, I think, start to run out. Unemployment and underemployed Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas resident aren't just coping with their public health and economic crisis, but also could soon face a tidal wave of evictions, with little recourse, according to legal experts across Texas, who are sounding the alarm. We're about to fall off a cliff here, said Mark Melton, a lawyer at Holland and Knight in Dallas. Roughly 40%, this is just Texas, roughly 40% of North Texas pay monthly rent to landlord or property management company in order to keep a roof over their heads, a routine process that's grown increasingly difficult for people caught up in the pandemic's economic fallout. And 1 out of 4 renters consider themselves housing insecure. One of the handful of measures of the U.S. Census Bureau is tracking through weekly surveys. That's roughly 1.8 million. This is just North Texas. North Texas, who aren't confident they can afford rent. Evictions were halted or paused or stopped March 27th when President Donald Trump Signed the 2.2 trillion CARES Act into law. April, May. You know, June, I told people that FICO 10 and this was coming, right? People knew the day would come. They had until March. And the Texas Supreme Court issued its own statewide eviction, but that one was lifted on May 19th, and then it runs until August 5th. With government protections about to run out, tenant advocates warned that 28 million Americans could be at risk of eviction in the coming months. Along with the CARES Act protection against evictions, the extra $600 a week provided in the unemployment pay expires actually tomorrow. So that ends tomorrow. So again, my question is for the people who were blessed with the $600 a month and did not pay rent, where did the money, what was the $600 going towards? Let's not talk about the government. Let's not talk about Trump. They did their part. They gave you $600 more a month, $2,400, and that's just federal. This is not inclusive of the state taxes. This is not inclusive of the state taxes. Now, this is what I saw on my social media. It probably doesn't relate to any of you all, right, that follow me, but or tune into my videos. But I saw people buying televisions, seafood, cookouts, new vehicles. What else? What else? Jordans was big when Georgia finally opened. People was in line for Jordans. You know, high spenders in those areas. So let me read my comments. Okay, so Easy said it didn't say, but going forward in August, late fees will apply. I'm pretty sure they will. So at least it's no backdated late fees, right? Byron from Brooklyn, New York, Dominican Republic. Hello, Byron. Hello, Green Eyes, right? Hello. Teresa says the only hard time to make sure they had the money when the protection ended. Now they have to pay what they behind on. Okay. So I guess what I'm asking, if anyone has firsthand knowledge, if a person, for example, in this scenario, did not pay for 3 months, if they did not pay for 3 months, is it all due in lump sum? Because I know that's the case on a lot of other forbearance loans that was out here. Mark said Gucci and Cardi, Jesus both on the same team. Only difference is one doesn't care. And yes, that's the only difference. One doesn't care. One party really doesn't care, and the other one's really pretending. They're selling it good. They are really pretending to care. One party doesn't care, and one party is pretending to care. Jesus says, you're absolutely correct. It's sad my government agency funding hangs in the balance of this stimulus package, and we could be furloughed. It is sad. It is very sad as well. And so we already have a 2 weeks delay, right, from the Senate. Then it has to go through the process of going through the House, which Nancy Pelosi said the House is going to try to, pass on this as quickly as possible. But that's why I told people, do not cut up your credit cards. Pay down your credit card debt. Do not pay off your credit card debt. Stack your cash, right? Spend wisely, because this day was coming. And I told people that FICO 10 that it will be a credit crisis in July, and that the first phase of FICO 10 will hit. And so I have people that took advantage of the home-based business opportunity to make money from home in this situation, and in the event that their hours were reduced, or in your situation, maybe furloughed, right? And I know you still have your health benefits in that case, but that's good. Now you add something that can help you and assist you in to make up whether you're furloughed or where your hours have been reduced. And that's why I was religiously going live 2 or 3 times a week when our home-based business was offering that 99 stimulus special. But it's still very, very inexpensive, or dirt cheap, if you want to call it, because it's still only $228. And I knew people would have these financial issues, and I was presenting a cash flowing business that offered them the opportunity to help others and themselves in every aspect of their financial lives, right? So, right wing, left wing, right, same bird. And you all are just passengers in the middle of the flight. Same bird. Same bird. Everybody want to look at President Trump. I tell people, President Trump is a businessman. It is in his best interest. It is in his best interest financially, right? He's a real estate investor. I don't know whatever his net worth is, but it's in his best interest, and his rich friends that he goes golfing with, that probably own home, the CEO of Home Depots and Lowe's, but this economy to go in the direction it's going, because the rich get richer in a recession. Now real estate is going on sale, commercial real estate, right? They're going to grab these assets as they take a dip. So I told people when he was elected, instead of going against the grind with him, you have a president that's a businessman. So learn the rules of the game and play them accordingly, and get yourself a home-based business. He's for the entrepreneurs, not the employees. So get a piece of this prosperity, right? Get a piece of real estate, get a piece of a cash flowing business, save and get more money out of your paycheck. And so right. Thank you. Yes, glad you saved it. Glad you saved it. Yeah, rich do. As Muhammad Ali would say, rich do. Right? Someone asked why they're canceling credit cards. I don't know of a lot of credit cards that's being canceled right now. I know some limits that are being reduced, some credit limits, and that's mainly, I think, Amex, American Express was one of those that were slashing credit limit just because they hit a budget deficit themselves within the business. But you have some banks right now that are hitting budget deficits themselves, right? And so they may be canceling or closing credit cards. What credit cards in particular, Teresa, are you referring to? Hours are getting reduced big time. And the most thing that I can offer you all, the best thing I can offer you all is the opportunity to get more money out of your paycheck and to get those taxes. Because even with this stimulus package, now let me pull up my internet. Even with this stimulus package, our president is stating that he wants it passed, right? He wants it passed for Social Security and Medicare taxes not to be taken out of the paycheck, right? So that's what he wants as a part of the stimulus package. That will add roughly 7.2% money of less taxes, Social Security and Medicare taken out of your paycheck. So you add that with addition to those taxes are not being taken out. and now your federal taxes. So now you don't have your federal taxes, which adds about 12% back to your paycheck. So that means you're going to get 80 to 90% back to your paycheck. And people that's laid off, they need that, right? People that's laid off or furloughed, also offering you opportunities to make additional cash flow. Because as again, I was telling everybody about the home-based business opportunity, you can be successful in this without recruiting anyone. And this is one of the ways to be successful and get more money out of your paycheck if your hours are reduced. And people will still ask me questions like, do I have to recruit? Do I? No, you do not. You can be, now you will add to your cash flow, but if you did, right, you will add to your payout, but you don't have to. You can be successful without recruiting anyone, right? So on to the next question. Someone texted me this morning asking to move in my 1-bedroom apartment with unemployment benefits. Okay, so I'm assuming, Nyla, that you're a real estate investor. Are you saying they had the unemployment benefits or they did not have it and they wanted to rent out your 1-bedroom? Easy said, it's getting desperate. I saw the news, people breaking in mayor's home demanding free rent. Wow. Yeah, that's why people were buying, bearing arms and buying protective weapons. What was that, in March or April? Because they knew that riots and things like this would break out, right? Trump filed bankruptcy 6 times and evicted minorities from his property. So why are you upset with anything he's doing now? Was he supposed to change because he's president? Just learn the rules of the game. Just learn the rules of the game. I mean, if you don't play the rules of the game, you get you don't even get to be a part of the team at this point. You know, and what's so ludicrous about it is not going to get better. They're comparing this to the Great Recession, the Great Depression. Right? Exactly, Donald. Donald said facts. He made moves. He got a promotion today in the home. Donald got a promotion today in the home-based business without asking his boss, without asking anybody. You know who his boss was? When he woke up and looked at himself in the mirror, that was his boss. And his boss told him, his reflection, that I want a promotion. And you know what? He got it. That's the person that he reports through the home-based business as my business partner. So, easy, yeah. Trump filed bankruptcy 6 times, and you know the biggest bankruptcy he's going to do? He's going to bankrupt the United States. He's going to bankrupt America. That's why all this stimulus money is printed out. He's going to bankrupt more than just his property, more than just Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So Teresa said she read an article about Capital One. Let's look into it. Capital One closing. And just know you all that this is perfectly legal. This is perfectly legal. Banks can close, can lower your credit card limits. They can close your credit cards at any time. I Googled that. I don't see anything saying that Capital One is closing credit cards. You know, I don't see an article on it, but you know, that can be done. She said Trump's also wants a payroll. Yes, and that's what I was just speaking of, a payroll tax credit. A payroll tax credit. Nyla says, let me see, back to Nyla's question. Someone texts her, Zeus is being bad. She says, Trump doesn't play by the rule. He makes the rules. The rich and wealthy always make the rules. You all have to learn how to play by them. Nyla says it came through Section 8. So someone wants to rent her one bedroom. I guess you're saying, Nyla, that because I didn't really understand what you was. I don't know if you're saying the person had unemployment, they didn't have it. So Martin said, just learn the rules of the game. If not, you'll be a spectator. Right. That's good, Martin. Thank you so much, because that's what I was trying to articulate. Either you're going to be a participator or a spectator. Either one. And the spectators are going to get left behind. You're either going to be a participator or a spectator. And if you're a spectator, you are going to be left behind, people. 2020 is not getting better. This last stimulus, when they finally agree on it, that probably will come out maybe October. That's it. And if you don't know how to flip that money so you can get cash flow, you are going to be in a very astute, stressful situation. And 2021 is going to look totally different. 2020 is not getting any better, right? He's not trying to bankrupt this country. This was already strategically planned. The next president is already strategically planned. It is going to bankrupt. We are $26 trillion in debt right now. The dollar is losing its purchasing power, right? By the second, by the minute. The dollar is losing its purchasing power. So the more stimulus is created, right? And then what that means too for Social Security and Medicare is that now people, even though that system was already going broke, but that's another video for another day, or was lacking funds anyway. But what that means now is you may have to be 75 to collect on that Social Security and Medicare, right? Okay, drop shipping or buy book pallets for Amazon, returns and resale from home. What platform will you use to do that, Jesus? Would you be able to sell from Amazon, or you have to create your own e-commerce? I don't know if Teresa is saying she needs any money-making ideas, but what platform would you have to use to do your drop ship? Would you have to create your own e-commerce store, or could you use, Amazon and eBay? It's so just saturated right now with people that's been doing drop shipping, and I don't, maybe that'll be a high commodity. I didn't really come here to try to give people a lot of investing ideas other than a home-based business that's taking care of people financially, right? So yeah, a stress or de-stress. A stress or de-stress, more, you're absolutely right. And that's my thing, because I'm not talking about trying to build a Noah's Ark, build a boat in the middle of a storm, because the storm is brewing, right? I'm telling you, if you still have a paycheck, you can immediately get more money out of your paycheck through this home-based business by next paycheck. I'm talking about immediate, right, answers. Not trying to compete against people that are already making big money on a market like Amazon or eBay, right? And I know Amazon is doing. Jeff Bezos uh, increased his financial portfolio, I think, in last month by $13 million. $13 million. So Amazon is doing a lot of drop shipping themselves. But if you want to be a vendor on Amazon, then go ahead. That system is set up. But if you think you can do it. But I tell people that if you have your hours reduced, right, and you still have a paycheck, then the home-based business is for you. You need to go ahead and invest in it while you can, and to increase your cash flow. Because if that PPT protection plan goes through, then that's almost 20%, right? So that's almost 80% on the dollar of your take-home pay that can be immediately increased and improved. And then it's 10 different ways to get paid in this business, right? So you don't have to depend on one source or one stream of income or one revenue. 10 different ways to get income in this business, 10 different income streams within one product, one business. I saw an Instagram video explaining that, right? Explaining it. Yeah, Jeff Bezos, and 13 billion, because I said million. Wow, 13 billion. Let's see, can I find it? 13 billion. And so I saw a video explaining it on Instagram. Make multiple streams of income for one product, right? Because you need more than one. You need more than one rabbit, I guess, in the hat per se. What do LLCs do, Martin? What would a person do with an LLC? This is what I think the best out a person can do with an LLC right now, because more people who are going to be able to offer more hands-on service-based business and services, plumbers, construction workers, things of that nature, will thrive, right? Many people will be, still working from home, and they will want those services as a result, because they're going to be in their homes a lot more. Then you have children who's going to be doing virtual homeschool, any type of technology jobs, right? If you're in the tech field, would be good as well, with computers and everything, and more people online and more kids across the United States. But the strategy for a new developed LLC right now, for me, would be, if you were developing one, to qualify for business loans for people that offer it through an LLC, right? And so your credit will be involved in it as well. So your credit is going to be involved in that as well. Other than that, right, will the LLC help you cash flow? Will the LLC help you cash flow? I'm going to play this real quick. I was going to speak on the coin shortage, but I think I need to go here because I watched this interview by Grant Cardone today. And it really resonated with me. So I'm going to share this with you all as well. Let's see, can I find it? Okay, I think this is it. No, that was not it. That was not it. Okay, this is it.
have a property in Calabasas. I have a big, nice house in Calabasas. I also have an apartment in New York City. I rent both of them. I don't own any property.
Yeah.
In terms of where I live. Here you are with a $1.2 billion net worth, and you don't own a house, a personal house.
Yeah. I rent my house.
Right.
I get a better loan on it because I rent it. I could have an LLC own it and rent it back to me, and that's.
All right, he just said I could have a LLC own it and rent it back to me. Right. I don't know what it is with the Black and brown community that they think a LLC or a corporation versus a home-based business is going to bring them this cash flow, especially in recession settings. If you was doing things in a thriving economy, maybe, but at this point, people need a plan of action. And like Martin said, a home-based business is group economics. It is good because it's an interactive training, online training platform, right? And it has massive engagement. It's a group economics, but it's just virtual. It's just online. But this is why he said, right, concerning his LLC corporations in a thriving economy, unless you're in one of the hot markets, that service field that I just mentioned, I don't see how an LLC would cash flow you other than that. Now, again, if your credit and everything, you make an established one to get a business loan, but even that business loan is going to have to be paid back. So you need cash flow. So let me finish. Let this play.
Still get a better deal. So, I rent where I live. I treat houses like hospitals. You get in, you get out.
Yeah.
The grocery store, Whole Foods. I don't buy the whole grocery store. I go get the stuff I need, and then I leave. And houses were built for banks. They weren't built for people. They were built for banks. And then the people were lied to and said, "Oh, a house is a great investment." A house is one of the dumbest, worst investments a human being could possibly make for one reason. You have to pay the house doesn't pay you. And if it doesn't pay you, it's not a good investment.
Well, not only,
And let me make this point, because someone asked what he said about the LLC. I'll take the video back because I am teaching. His philosophy in this entire 5-minute video is if something doesn't pay you back, it's not a good investment. If it's not cash flowing you back, it's not a good investment. So give me the logic behind a LLC right now, if you're not in the service-based business. Give me the logic if you want, even if you want to do e-commerce, right? You're in competition with Amazon. As Jesus said, Jeff Bezos just increased his financial portfolio by $13 billion. Do you understand that if you did an e-commerce right now, you're in competition with the online internet, Amazon, Walmart is now making collaborations to ship groceries and things. You're in competition with the big CEOs who are providing online drop shipping. And you're going to do that in this recession? That's what do you understand your competition right now? And more people working from home. Your competition is basically Amazon, the big right now. Whole Foods is shipping from home. I don't know. So let me finish playing it.
I rent my house.
right.
I get a better loan on it because I rent it. I could have a LLC own it and rent it back to me, and I'd still.
He said he could have a LLC own it and rent it back to him. Yeah, that's what he said. But he's not doing it, but he's saying he could. And he'll get a better investment, right? versus buying it from the banks.
You'll get a better deal. So, I rent where I live. I treat houses like hospitals. You get in, you get out.
Yeah.
The grocery store, Whole Foods. I don't buy the whole grocery store. I go get the stuff I need, and then I leave. And houses were built for banks. They weren't built for people. They were built for banks. And then the people were lied to and said, "Oh, a house is a great investment." A house is one of the dumbest, worst investments a human being could possibly make for one reason. You have to pay the house doesn't pay you. And if it doesn't pay you, it's not a good investment.
Well, not only, that, but what a lot of people don't realize, because there's so many arguments you always hear over and over again, like, when you rent, you're paying someone else's mortgage. That's my favorite one. When the reality is if you have any sort of typical loan, you're just paying interest to the bank. You can live in a house, you can have a 30-year mortgage, live in a house for 15 years and still owe exactly what the house was worth when you bought it.
Or it could be worse.
Could be worse.
So, what we know about houses is the bank's going to make if the loan's 6%, the bank's going to make 6% on the loan every year for 30 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that number is, 180%. So that means your house has to go up 180%. No. The down payment has to go up 180% for you to ever catch up with. The house has to go up 180%. The bottom line is, take all the math away. If it don't pay you, why are you doing it? I don't want to pay for something. Now, the other argument that Vlad, I know you've had is, well, you got to live somewhere. So it doesn't mean you need it doesn't mean you need to live in the same dumb place for 30 years. So it'd be like buying a car for 30 years. We're moving into an environment where people are going to own nothing. People are going to rent clothes. They're going to rent furniture. They're going to rent cars. We're not going to own cars. It's already happening where people are leasing now more than they're owning because they're waking up to the fact, why do I want this car for 7 years?
Yeah, I lease all my cars. I rent all my homes.
Yeah.
And all the money I make in my business, I invest. For me, it's in the stock market. For you, it's in real estate, but it's the same type of concept for both.
Yeah. For me, like, because I'm a coward. You're much more courageous when it comes to investing than I am. I am a pure coward. Like, I have to have income. For me to, that's why I won't buy Bitcoin. Okay, I won't buy Bitcoin because it's not income. Maybe I would, like, if you wanted to give me some Bitcoin.
All right, so he's definitely a cash flow investor. He said he won't buy Bitcoin because it's not cash flowing or it's not income for him.
Coin, I'll take it and sit on it, but gold. Okay, I need income. I want income every month, and what I do with my income, I don't care how much income it is. The more income, the better for me, because I want enough income to where I can start doing stupid stuff. This is my economic class for everybody. This is called economics for stupidity. You want enough passive income coming in that you can buy dumb shit. And until you have passive income, money that's not taxed at the earned rates, people shouldn't buy dumb shit.
Money that's not taxed at the earned rate. Until you learn how to stop getting your paycheck taxed, you don't even need to be thinking about, until you learn that financial literacy lesson or education lesson. If you already have a paycheck, why aren't you learning how to get more out of the little you already have? That's the first biblical principle on prosperity. That's the first biblical principle on prosperity. Learn how to keep more of what you're already making. Right? And yes, the rich and wealthy, they have corporations, LLCs. Credit Solutionists. And this is let me let this finish playing, and Credit Solution, I'll expound on this in a few minutes. And Jay, retype your question for me, Jay, and I can answer this when the video ends because I really don't know what you're stating with that.
Shit. So like Floyd Mayweather, he goes out and earns whatever $300 million, and then he spends the 300. He shouldn't do that. He should take the 300, pay the taxes because he's getting taxed at 53%, probably 60%, because he lives in California, I think. Maybe he lives in Vegas now. So he's getting taxed at 50. He should take that $150 million, invest it into something that pays him every month, and then go buy Gucci and Fendi.
Right. I mean, Floyd is a flashy guy. He's going to keep spending his money until he runs out.
And he could, but he should spend it out of passive income, not earned income, and he would never run out of it.
All right, so passive income, not earned income, people, until you get a financial education. And so now let me share this with you, Credit Solutions. Let me share this screen with you. How is it possible to not pay taxes on rental income? Right, excuse me. Trying to get my glasses together. In the mid 70s, I mean, Section 280 of the U.S. tax codes was enhanced, among other things, that this allows people to rent their homes for a certain amount of time and not have to pay taxes on this income. Since Congress was spurred on in part by taxpayers from Augusta, Georgia, this rule is often called the Augusta Rule, because renting out a house, for example, during a Masters tournament, can be extremely lucrative. This is also referred to as the Master Rule. So how does this rule work? This rule only applies to a home that isn't a full-time rental property. In order to benefit, your home can only be rented for up to 14 days per year. There is no exception to it. If you rent it for 15 days, all of the income you make has to be reported to the government. However, 14 days does not have the same consequences, right, or consecutive. It doesn't matter how much you make, regardless of how much your rental income you bring in. As long as you stick to the 14-day cutoff, it is all tax-free. While you may not live in Augusta, it's possible for your city to host a big event such as a Super Bowl, a music festival, or even the Olympics. And whether you rent your home for $100 a day or $1,000 per day, you will not have to worry about the tax hit on this income. You can also rent your home to your business. So this is what Grant Cardone was referring to. And I want you out, when you ask questions, people are going to elaborate or whatever, but I'm financially educating you, right? And I don't want you to think, oh, I'm renting, and so I'm doing what Grant Cardone wants me to do. See, the property that Grant Cardone's renting, he also get a tax write-off for it as well. And this is what, and Jay, that's why I was asking you to retype your question, Jay Smith. I think this is what the home-based business allows you to do as well. Make passive income and get tax breaks from your rent payments, whether you are in a condo, apartment, or in a home. That's how your cash flows back to you. Because as he pointed out, and Mark said, houses were built for banks. I'm going to show you out another video on that. Someone, how many hands up? I just noticed it's saying 2,000 people are live. My YouTube algorithm has been off. So how many thumbs up if someone can help with that? Do you have? Teresa said, to me, that was just done what he said about buying a house. Maybe I just don't understand. I can't see myself constantly paying for something I would never own. That's wasted money to me. Well, the rich and wealthy people, they don't, they move a lot. You know, they don't stay in the same house because you have some people that stay in the same homes. And then when they finally pay, if they ever get to the point of paying the mortgage off, they're either old and you know, and they're up in age and elderly, and they want to downsize at that point, or the house after so many years requires so much maintenance work. If you do be one of the, because let's be honest, most people that have 30 and even 15-year mortgages oftentimes, you know, don't pay them off in full and remain in that house. They may pull out the equity in it. I know some people, for example, they will have a mortgage for like 3 to 5 years. And so the resale of the house, they can get the resale of the house tax-free. That's a strategy a lot. They only stay in the house 3 to 5 years. And any profits on the resale, if you stay in the home that long, you can have tax-free. But you must stay within that for at least, I think it's a 3-year time frame. If I'm not mistaken, not 5 years, but 3. I'm getting different numbers. Suzu says 18. Silky Black says 21. Teresa said 21, 2,100. So in other words, you all just give the thumbs up. Naturally Gifted says only 12 thumbs up. So I'm getting different numbers, but just give the thumbs up. So yeah, I'm gonna show you another video he did, right? Okay, thank you. Chris who says 24 thumbs up. So back to what I was reading. You can also rent your home to your business. This is why the home-based business. I know whether you're an apartment or condo, in addition to renting to individual people, you can rent your home to your business to claim as a tax benefit, right? That's what Grant Cardone was referring to about the LLC. In order to do this, you need to show your home is being used for business purposes, such as meetings or events, document everything, including who attended, what was discussed. You also need to demonstrate that the rent you charge is reasonable, which is why you should get rate quotes from hotels, locally rented homes, and similar venues, right? For example, let's say you want to plan a 3-business retreat to your employees. You do the same. Well, you can do these same things by adding a home-based business for $228. But when it comes to the rich and wealthy, right, they do these things on a higher scale. So he was saying that he can rent his home to his business. He could have created an LLC and paid rent to himself, right, or through the home, through the business, and still had tax deduction, right, to claim the same benefit. So since we're on Grant Cardone, okay, 24. Jay Smith question was, so if you're not recruiting, how do you make money if you're paying $228 a month for service? Well, you don't pay $228 for service, first of all. Okay, Teresa, I got you. You don't pay $228 a month for service. You pay $228 one time, right? The service-based fees is for the experts that you're receiving, because you have to have a continuous proof that you are, just like Jeff Bezos pays $0 through Amazon, but his net worth can increase by 13 billion. You have to show evidence that you are running and operating a business. And if you don't have business expenses every month, then you're not operating a business. So that's why the 119 has to be applied. There is no, I don't care if you do an LLC. There is no business you can operate without having business expense. If it is, someone let me know, right? Let me know if it's a business you can operate without having business expenses. You can't do landscaping without having monthly business expenses. You can't do electrical work. You can't do contractual work. Any business requires business expenses. So that's why, and you're getting experts to do work. It's fourfold, 4 areas, 4 financial pillars, right, of the business. So you're getting the experts to do work continuously, ongoing credit services is provided. That paycheck adjustment, once you join the business, if you get $200 to $600 more out of your paycheck, in order to keep that stimulus or to keep that $200 to $600, you have to have the business in operational. So those are the operational expenses. Then you have your debt elimination component, and then your investing component, where you can purchase land in the path of growth out of Antelope, California. But the thing about it, the business pays for itself, right? So, because if you do a tenth of what everyone else is doing in the business, then you're a profit, because you get daily motivation, you get daily training. In your ear, we have training. Donald, it's a back to class session for the next 3 days of training, July 26th through the 29th. But why do I say the business pays for itself? Because if you get 3 people, if you refer this to 3 people, right, you get compensated for your referral, and then it's of no cost to you. So out of the $119, $79 is waived, right? Which only leaves with $40 a month, and that's for your website, and that's my website. So you have to pay for your website services to continuously refer the business to other people. And or you just get the money out of your paycheck and you don't refer anyone, and you pay or you invest. Rather, I'd rather use the word invest, because this is an investment. Because even if you didn't get one person but yourself, I tell people the first person you got to get in a home-based business is you, number one, right? You're number one. But then if you refer other people after you've gotten success, after you've got money out of your own paycheck, then that's when the cash flow and the other 9 ways of earning cash flow comes into business, because it's 10 ways to get paid. So that's on the home-based business. You want to learn more, I'll put the link up for you. All right, from Jesus. If you live in your primary home for 5 years or more, you sell it. Okay, thank you. So it is 5 years. For 5 years or more, you sell it, $250K if you're single, $500K if you're married, tax-free on capital gains. A real estate investment told me 3 years, but it may be 5 years. I didn't know the capital gains was up to $250,000, right? Okay. So thanks, Jesus, but it may be 5 years. You may be right. He may say 5 years, because we had this conversation some months ago. So Teresa asks, what age do I think is too old to start a home-based business? I don't know. My daughter is in my home-based business with me. When she started, she was 18. I don't know. I don't know what's too old. I think whatever age that you feel like you want to stop making extra income, right? Elderly people are working at Walmart, so why not work from home? I think if you're computer savvy, you're able to log in and share your link, share your website for people to enroll. You're able to get on Zoom, right? Which, if you don't know about Zoom, then you need to, because that's where we are headed. We have Zoom training as well. If you're able to get on Zoom and get into the live trainings, and you have internet and computer or just a cell phone, right? People are making, why have a smartphone if you're not making smart money from it, right? So I don't think you're ever too old, exactly, or never too old to make money, unless you have some physical ailments or dementia or Alzheimer's or mental ailments or something of that nature, right? So thank you, Auburn. Yeah, thank you. So those are that. Let me this other. I want to share this with you all as well. Any questions concerning the stimulus? And did you all want me to tap on debt collectors real quick about not paying debt collectors or the debt? If I get 10 people to say yes, because I don't know how many thumbs up we have right now, but if I get 10 yeses, then I will discuss debt collectors, debt collections. And as I pull up this video as well. So do you all want me? And I see 1, 2, 3, yes. Yeah, even if you're disabled, right? But if you're mentally able to log on and work the online and work your phone and internet, then definitely get the home-based business. All right. Okay, so as you all are responding to debt collections, let me play this.
Well, I was watching one of your videos and a caller called in. And he said, well, Dave Ramsey said that I should only buy my house. I should buy my house and buy it in cash.
Yeah.
And you said,
I shouldn't have said what you're about to say, but go ahead.
You said Dave Ramsey's stupid.
Dave Ramsey, I mean, look, Dave, you're a good dude, but look, Dave Ramsey is he's like all debt is bad debt. If the TV company and radio house didn't use debt, you wouldn't have a show, pal. Like, don't bite the old horse in the mouth or whatever that saying is, the gift horse or whatever. Like, if you didn't use debt, you wouldn't have a show, right? The publishing company that publishes your books, if they didn't use debt, you wouldn't have a book. Like, it's not true what he's telling people. What happened to Dave Ramsey was he took on too much debt. It busted him, and he went on to become an educator. Debt's bad. Well, yeah, but then he goes on to say you shouldn't borrow money. He wouldn't borrow money to buy a car. He would ride a bike to work. It's stupid, man. It doesn't make any sense. You live in New York City, you might need transportation. Right? If you live in Kansas City, you're probably going to need a car because you might live in Houston, Texas. You're going to be 45 minutes outside the energy corridor. You're going to have to get there with your kids. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. So, lastly, I'll say this about Dave. If I was on TV every damn day, man, you know how rich I would be. Dave's worth about $50 million. Okay, that's what my plane costs. He ain't buying a plane.
I feel you, man. Like I said, I agree with you. Buying a house and even buying it all with cash to me is ridiculous.
If you gave me $700,000 and said, "Hey, go buy a house with it," I'd be like, "Do you want to give me the $700,000? I'll do whatever I want with it."
Right.
Okay. But don't. If you gave me a house worth $700,000, I'd sell it for $600,000 the same day, get my $600,000. And I'm going to take my $600,000 and I'm going to go buy $2.4 million worth of real estate that pays the debt down in 30 years. And it'll probably be worth $7 or $8 or $9 or $10 million to my kids. I'm not going to even be around 30 years from now. My kids wake up 30 years from now and they got a $10 million piece of property paid for that's paying $3,000 or $4,000 a month or $5,000 a month. No telling what the rent's going to be in 30 years. I don't want one house in some neighborhood that probably dies anyway. The neighborhood dies.
Okay. So I think that the book that you're most known for is the 10X.
All right, so let me see, did you all catch that?
In some neighborhood that probably dies anyway. Now they got a $10 million piece of property paid for that's paying $3,000 or $4,000 a month or $5,000 a month. No telling what the rent's going to be in 30 years. I don't want one house in some neighborhood that probably dies anyway. The neighborhood dies.
Okay. So I think
so he said he doesn't want that 30-day or 15-year house in one neighborhood that, Your neighborhood might die. Younger people might move in. I don't know. Neighborhoods change. So, if people want to live in one house, like Azus helped me do the research on that, you can resell homes and get capital gains on them if you just live in them for 5 years. So why not work? That's what I was talking about at the beginning of my video, working the system, knowing the game. How do the rich not pay taxes? That's why the rich won't ever pay taxes, because they know how to play the game. And that's why the rich get richer in a recession. So I didn't quite have 10 people that talk about debt collectors. I ought to just log off right here. But I brought it up, so I guess I'll discuss this for a little while. No, I'm not going to talk about debt collectors because I didn't get the response. So I'm just going to end the video right here. I only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people that said yes. So I did not get 10. One thing I know about a teacher is that if the students don't want the information, teaching a lesson is just in vain. So I don't know how many people are actually live. My algorithm, it's always, it's the last couple of days haven't just been on point with YouTube. So if I didn't have 10 people interested, then I definitely would not go into debt collectors. All right, any questions? The last 5 minutes I've been on, an hour. I didn't know I've been on that long. My clock is ticking. Next 3 minutes, I'm going to answer any questions you all might have. So shoot your questions right now. If they are questions that are common questions, right, meaning that you just want to know, but if it's for you specifically, that makes it a cash question that will help your financial or credit situation. So you need to ask that question with a super chat. And if I do not have any questions, I'm logging off right now. So that's all I really want to share with you all, that the Senate is 2 weeks vacation. Stimulus probably will be in October, will be delayed. The last weekend for the $600 employment. This is my recap. Eviction is at an all-time high. And people need cash flow and solutions, right? People need cash flow and solutions right now. And just want to give you all some lessons on Grant Cardone and the importance of having a home-based business, whether you are an apartment or condo or not. Whether you're an apartment or condo or not. Because again, people need this solution. People that solve problems make money. And right now, this company is solving every area of your financial life as we enter to phase 1 of this recession. And other people as well, whether it's your finances, your credit, your taxes, your debt and investing. I was multitasking while listening. Aubrey, you can contact me on my website, www.fixmycreditandcash.com. Fixmycreditandcash.com. I also had a silver stacking report. Silver is at an all-time high at $25 spot price. Gold hit its all-time high at $19 an ounce. $25 an ounce for silver. Gold hit its highest it's ever hit, and at $1,900 since 2011. Someone just purchased, 2 or 3 people purchased this today. Silver stacking report. Scroll down the bottom of page of the home page, or if you want to do the mining stocks, and also the number 5 on the list of the silver stacking report, bring you a 300% return on your investments, and the top 3 dividend stocks right now. The time of me on this website That first stock was dividend payout was 15.93%. It's at 27% today. Let me make sure. That dividend payout was, when I checked yesterday, at 27 point. Okay, cryptocurrency market is up. That's looking good. My crypto portfolio. Oh, Bitcoin must be up today. I just logged into Robinhood. I'm in the positive as well. Robinhood. Oh, Bitcoin people, 9,700. Wow, 9,700. Definitely get some. I definitely have some Bitcoin in my portfolio. And on that silver stacking report, mining stocks, even though it's low, you do want to buy low and sell high. The dividend yield on this stock, or one of the stocks that I have on the silver stacking report, is at 27.09. So that's a 30 for small investment for $35 with that. So for the person that said they need to contact me, you will go contact me on this tab on my website. Send a message me, or name, email, send your message there, right? And somebody else just got promoted in my home-based business. I just got the alert. Let me look. I didn't know I still had my text phone number on that website, but I did have text only. And then if you want credit help, credit analysis, I had a recent price change, what other people were already charging. So I should have, they charge, some people charge higher than this, but 125 investment. Make sure if you get your credit analysis, which is also includes a quote for consultation services to help you improve your credit fast or expeditiously within 4 to 6 months and sometimes 30 days. I've got bankruptcy off in 30 days, and I've had bankruptcy that take up to a year. So it all depends on your credit profile. Make sure that you include your name and your email address. Step 1. Step 2, after you have pulled your credit report, email in HTML format the video, and I have a video with the instructions. So you have to do 2 things with that. Submit your investment payment and also email the credit report. Credit church tomorrow, I don't know. I don't want to commit to a time. Teresa, just make sure that you hit the subscribe button and subscribe next to that. Mashonda Bell, I don't know if she's watching me live. Just got promoted in the home-based business. Let me show you all this email. Mashonda Bell just got promoted in the home-based business. I got emails like this. Donald is live. He got a promotion today. So I need to text the group. And let me see if Mashonda. We have a back to school, the home-based business, Cashflow class and session, back to school, right? Helping people get cash flow through this time. July, it's actually Sunday through Thursday, July the 26th through the 30th. 9:25 Eastern time, 8:25 Central. Mountain time is 7:25, and Mountain Pacific is 6:25. So let me text my people now. Give me 1 second. So you all said there were 10 people that said yes to debt collectors. I didn't see 10, but let me go over this real quick. And I will go over that real quick before I log off. And that's the home-based business link too. And also my website is Fix My Credit, www.fixmycreditandcash.com. So let me text my people Ask them if they can to join me live now on YouTube. So I can give shout out to all the people that got to promote it. Regina, I'm sorry, Donald, and I forget the name I just called. Give me 1 second. Mashonda Bell. So let me ask them to join me live. Send these text messages out, then I get into debt collections, right? Get into debt collectors. I think I got everybody. Okay. So my Shonda Bell, congratulations on your promotion if you're watching me live. And I need my Shonda, and Donald has already sent me his Facebook profile. And Regina, if you're live, also send me a text message because I need to make sure that Regina Cunningham needs to make sure that we are friends on Facebook so that I can inform the group of your success and post it in our private Facebook group. All right, debt, never pay debt collections. I need you all to hashtag that, and I'll get into the top. Never pay, let's say collections, right? Never pay collections. Never pay collections. Never pay collections. And this is why, until you do this, make sure to add that on. Never pay collections until you do this. Number one, understand debt collectors have to show, right? They have to show proof that they have an agreement with the original creditor, right? With the original creditor to collect any alleged debt from you. I'm going to say that again. Debt collectors have to show proof that they have an agreement with the original creditor to collect any alleged, notice the language, alleged debt from you, right? So that's number one I want you all to understand. Number two, and I made a post on Facebook. I'm trying to find my post. Number two, I must post too much. I can't even find that post. I just made it. I had some more facts about debt collectors on my post. Okay, here we go. Number two, no copy of a signed contract. No copy of a signed contract where you agree to pay the charges. Let me say that again. If they do not have a copy of the signed contract where you agree rather to pay the charges, right? Thank you, Martin. Totally one. Congratulations. So they have to produce or show proof that the debt collectors have an agreement with the original creditor. Do you all ever ask that in your validation letters, right? So though they are supposed to show you proof, I know a lot of these free templates on Google do not reveal that to you or tell you that. And then if they do not have a copy of the signed contract where you agree to pay the charges. So a lot of times the 609 letter under the Fair Credit Reporting Act asks for this, and that applies really to debt collectors. I don't know why people sell that in the 609 Act, because the 609 Act does not state it on the Fair Credit Reporting Act, but the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act does reveal that information. Tiffany, yeah, we will do Credit Church tomorrow. I don't know the time yet because I want to go visit my parents tomorrow. My mom probably is going to cook some Mississippi country food. So I'm not sure. I don't want to give a time, but I will do credit church tomorrow, even if I have to do it from their house. So I don't want to give a time. Just hit that bell notification button. More than likely, it will be in the evening, though, right? Because this credit class starts tomorrow for my home-based business at 8:25 Central Standard Time. So I'm not gonna don't lock me in at this time, but I'll try maybe between 7 and 7:30, kind of in that time frame. So another thing about debt collectors, right? This is my post, Facebook, debt collectors. I said I've been seeing a lot of posts asking about paying off old debt collections, but I implore you to never pay collections, right? Now, if you don't know this information, then you might need to pay so you won't get garnished or subpoenaed to court. Let me make a disclaimer in that. But number one, see, oh yeah, you all can see the screen. Reason, the glorified debt collection company bought the debt for pennies on the dollar and will demand you to pay the full amount plus the fees. Number two, they need to validate with proof you owe them the debt, which also means producing a copy of the signed contract that you agreed to pay the original creditor, right? So have you all ever asked yourself the questions, why is your credit card debt, right? This is powerful. This is really powerful, and I'm going to continue to teach it. No more, you cannot. Have you ever asked yourselves the question, why are credit card debts more charged out versus sold to debt collector? Now, sometimes, some situations, like Credit One, for example, they will sell your credit card account to a debt collector and charge it off. But oftentimes, in other cases, I think Capital One, for example, just charged off. Discover just charged it off. Amex just charged it off because they know that you did not sign a contract agreeing to repay when it comes to credit cards, right? I say this all the time. It's why I love credit cards. It's uncollateral, unsecured debt, meaning that you have no contractual agreement or you don't have anything attached to it that can be, like a repo, right? That they can come and repossess in the event that you don't make good on the repayment of the account. Number three, if you succumb to their BS and pay the collection off, you have confirmed the debt is yours. You won't believe how many people I've been working with. And they'll tell me, well, I sent in a payment because they were threatening me. Now, let's be honest. Most of the free debt collector letters that you have the laws that you can't call my place of business. You're violating this law. You can't call my home during these hours. You can't harass me. Show me that you are able to collect in the state that you're trying to collect in. Show me your licensure. All of that is BS when it comes to not legally paying a debt collector, right? And if you're getting and using those free letters, it's more than likely a waste of time. You do have 30 days by law under the Fair Debt Collection Practices as a consumer, right, to dispute the debt. But what happens is when people receive letters from debt collectors, they either push them to the side and they wait till their hand is forced, or they receive a letter now that they are subpoenaed to court. And they don't show up for court because they are afraid, or they feel like the company sent me a bill of the charges with the original creditor. So this bill proves that I owe the debt. No, it does not. That's just an itemized statement or printout. It does not prove anything. Again, debt collectors have to show proof that they have an agreement with the original creditor of any alleged debt from you. And number two, they must have a copy of a signed contract where you agree to pay the charges. And a bill is not a signed contract of agreement of charges. So most debt collectors get their payment by judgment default, right? Because people push the letter aside, they relinquish or lose their 30-day rights, and they don't know proper validation, right? So, exactly, Mark. So it remains, if you succumb to this, it remains on your credit report another 7 years in addition to the time it has already been placed on your report. Always dispute collections by sending a debt validation letter without confirming or denying it's your debt, no matter what they reply back with. Request for the method of validation as to how they determined and acquired the debt. They usually don't reply back or will reveal again some, and I put bull crap, but at this point, you can demand also deletion. So did you all know that, for example, if you ask for the proper validation within 30 days and they have already placed the account on your credit report, those are grounds not only so you don't have to legally repay the debt, but delete it off of your credit report if they do not provide you proper validation, right? You have to make them diverge their protocols and practices because it will save you money. They can go towards other debts that you may have. The goal should always to get a deletion, whether it's paid or not, and to legally not owe the debt, right? If you don't, and if you want to do a pay for deletion, just know that if you do not have it in writing, then oftentimes it won't get deleted from your credit. Some people just want to negotiate for a pay for deletion. So always, if you're doing this by check, for example, always write the terms and conditions on the memo of the check, of your personal check. If you do, I prefer if you did a money order versus a personal check with that though, because if you do a personal check, they will have all of your accounting information, and sometimes these debt collectors will garnish money out of your checking account because they have your accounting information, right? Your routing number, your account number. So write on the terms and conditions on the memo of a money order or the back of it. Acceptance of this payment means you agree this debt is paid in full, and you will start reporting it to the credit agencies, and you will delete it if it's currently reported on my credit report, right? Never do this by phone. I always do this in writing. If it's not written, it's not real. Debt collectors are not problem solvers, right? I know they call you on the phone. They say, let's negotiate. They are not problem solvers. They intend to entrap you in paying them money that they never deserve to get, right? If you don't know the law, they get it. And again, they charge you full price for accounts that they buy in books for penny on the dollars. So learn to protect yourself against those leeches, and especially in this pandemic, just know that they don't play fair. They never play fair anyway. So they're definitely not playing fair now. So you all, that's on debt collectors. I will see you all tomorrow for a credit church. Central Standard Time is my time. I'm going to aim for between starting at 7 and 7:30. That's my aim. Maybe sooner. Definitely won't be later because I have things going on with the home-based business. So I hope that helped you out. And again, congratulations, Miss Bell, Donald, and Regina for getting their promotions today as my business partners in the home-based business. If you need credit help, expert credit help, reach out to me on my website, www.fixmycreditandcash.com. And if you need extra cash flow or just need extra income, right? Your unemployment cuts off maybe rent's due, and baby need a new pair of shoes too, then this is the website www.bit.ly MWR home base business. This is Queen of Credit out. I always say my end affirmations with the beginning. Here's to your credit and your cash flow, your peace and prosperity, and your health and your wealth. You are welcome. I see one question, Martin Detroit 313 asks, once you start paying the debt collection, are you agreeing? Yes, you are. That's at that point, even if you make one payment, if it's $5, you have entered into a contract that you feel like you owed that debt and it was a valid debt, and your submission of payment is a contractual agreement that you acknowledge. So at that point, you have just lost all of your rights, consumer rights, and you still can get it deleted off your credit report though, but you will still legally owe. So the way I do it is I help people not legally owe, and I also assist people in getting those deletions off their credit report. All right. Okay. Queen of Credit out. See you all tomorrow for Credit Church. Make sure you subscribe, right? If you had Netflix, you'll have a subscription. And right next to the subscription is a bell. Hit that bell so you will get notified via email that I am live, so you can join in for Credit Church. You don't want to miss it. Have a great night. Bye, Jesus. Hope it's a sunny day in California. Bye.